been 8 minutes of us just eating into a microphone.
Isn't this whole show like an hour of us eating into a microphone?
I can't believe that we don't have more subscribers.
Maybe we can get on the Food Network or something.
Are we starting this episode?
I don't know. Are we?
Is that a challenge? Yeah! Welcome to the Media Lunch Break, everybody, where we bring you all of your comic, geek, and movie news all in the time that it takes you to eat a good sandwich and chug down some eggnog. My name is Chris Treble. As always, I am joined by my co-host, Andrew Dunn. Say hello, Andrew.
This pizza is fantastic.
It really is, isn't it? I think throughout this entire episode, I'm just gonna dig through your drawers and talk about what I find.
Which drawers?
Any. Well, I'm just gonna.
Oh, you mean the furniture?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Who knows? It could be a long episode. There's fudge. There's fudge in here.
Yeah.
Hey, so we were talking about the news last episode, as we do. Mm-hmm. And I was going to include this in the news, and there are actually so many trailers this week.
Yeah.
That we decided to make a whole episode out of it. It's weird because there's no, so many trailers came out that I thought there was a con of some kind that I wasn't aware of. Like, I don't know. I was like, does Toronto have a Comic-Con that I don't even know is going on? But there were a ton of trailers that came out, and by a ton, I have like 4.
Yeah.
But I was like, we should talk about these because these are big movies that are coming out. So I'll just go. I'll name them, and you tell me if you've seen them. I'll name the first one and we'll just talk about it. But I don't know if you've even seen this one. So the trailer for the new The Mummy came out. Mm-hmm. Did you see it?
Yeah.
What do you think? Your thoughts? Tom Cruise is in The Mummy. Tom Cruise is The Mummy?
No, he's in The Mummy.
Tom Cruise is in The Mummy.
Did you see the trailer?
I saw.
I skimmed it.
I skimmed it. I did kind of skim it. I saw it and I was like watching it. I was like, okay, I got the other.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions? So this is supposed to be the start of the Universal Monsters universe.
I don't know, man. For one, it looks a little too much like the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies. Mm-hmm. It feels very similar. The only thing they've done.
Good thing or bad thing?
Huh?
Good thing or bad thing?
Bad. If I want to see those, I'll go see them.
Okay.
I like them,
okay.
but they're old. They're dated.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something fresh. Give me something new. If you're going to revive a story, make it different. Especially one that is still fairly recent, like 15 years. We probably less than that. We had the third installment, the third and final installment of the movie was probably like 2005 or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Maybe even later. So yeah, make it a little different. I'll be honest, it's hard for me to get behind Tom Cruise. It's hard for me to take him seriously after all the Katie Holmes stuff and the Scientology stuff. Mm-hmm. And my suspension of disbelief just can't really go with me when I go to see his movies anymore, which is too bad.
The nice thing about his movies is you don't have to suspend any disbelief. When he goes down in a plane crash, he really goes down in a plane crash. So, that's not fake. That's how T. Cruise rolls, baby.
We're just gonna make sure they film it at the end in case he dies.
Yeah, I've said this before about I think I said this on the podcast before about Tom Cruise is like our weird fascination with him at this point is we're all just watching him slowly kill himself. Like that, we all kind of want to see it. Mm-hmm. We all, and if you're like, oh, that's a terrible thing to say, I don't want to see it, you're full of shit. You kind of like, we all thought when we were watching that scene in the last Mission Impossible movie, like, maybe he's just gonna let go of that plane. Like, it's just gonna happen. And one of these days we're gonna get news of like Tom Cruise filming his second Mummy movie was trampled by a tank. Like, it's just gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen, but It's going to happen one of these days. And then we're going to really want to see that movie. And that'll be the last one we actually ever see. But I don't know. You know, I'm for it. How do you feel about it being modern day?
Well, that's fine. The Brendan Fraser one was. Sort of.
No. That was not modern day.
Really?
That was in the 30s or something.
What?
Yeah. Because they were trying to give it like an Indiana Jones feel to it.
I mean, Brendan Fraser, look, you can call it whatever year you want, but it was for all intents and purposes, it was modern day. You know what I mean?
It was the 20th century.
Well, but I mean that you put Brendan Fraser in something. He speaks in a contemporary cadence.
I get what you're saying.
He's a contemporary everyman.
Sour Patch Kids. All right. Keep going. I'm listening.
Well, I was just trying to Google. All right, look.
Neither of us are actually participating in this podcast.
No, I am.
You're on your phone. I'm digging through your drawers.
I'm just trying to ask, what year does The Mummy with Brendan Fraser take place in?
God, now this is a damn Google ad. What is going on? Anything? Did an answer actually appear?
No.
Yeah, because you don't have an iPhone. Okay.
Well, I mean, an answer appeared, but it's not.
It's not correct?
Well, it would have given you what Google would have given, what Google gave me, which is the year that it came out.
The last Brendan Fraser.
The first one.
Oh.
I'm looking for what year it takes
Wikipedia
place.
it like a real human being. Listen, I feel weird about it being in modern day. I'm not gonna lie. I feel weird about it being in modern day. I think I like the idea of it being in, because it is such kind of like a swashbuckling tale.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the fun of these characters, is that they really don't fit into today.
Sure.
They are completely fantasy based, and that's part of the fun of it, and it's part of the escapism of it. And when I watch something like that, I don't want to feel like, oh, maybe this could happen in my world. Like, there's no part of that I want to see.
Yeah.
Like, I love the idea of like an old-time explorer diving into a pyramid and finding a mummy and then opening a thing and it opens a curse and like, that's the fun. Not like, what happens if a mummy got released in 2016?
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that even if, so I looked it up, the original, well, not the original Mummy, but the Brendan Fraser Mummy takes place dominantly in 1926.
Okay, good. That saves me the trouble of doing this shit.
Oh, were you looking it up?
Yeah, I was looking it up.
But that notwithstanding, the thing that makes that movie, if you enjoy it, any good, is that it's an adventure film. It's people looking for gold. It's people looking for something.
Yeah.
And this movie... This movie just feels like another... it feels like every other movie that... I almost called him Keanu Reeves. That Tom Cruise has ever done. In that it's just another movie where he's just a regular guy and then some crazy shit happens.
Right.
And he's in the middle of it.
Exactly.
It's every movie we've had starring him since War of the Worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that they're trying to make a universe out of this. I guess it's kind of cool. I mean, do you think Tom Cruise isn't going to be the guy in this universe, is he? Like, they're supposed to have some central like a Van Helsing character. I can't imagine it's going to be... I can't imagine...
He's the obvious choice.
He's the obvious choice, but I can't imagine Tom Cruise signing on for this.
Why not? He's done like 8 million Mission Impossibles.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. For me, that's a reason why he wouldn't. Like, he's already got a franchise that keeps him going.
Yeah, but he's got to pay the bills.
Yeah, I'm sure he's really struggling to make ends meet.
It's been rough out there for a player.
You know what? The Bank of Scientology is going to pay any bills that he needs.
Maybe.
Okay?
He's probably paying their bills.
Well, I mean, he gives them... I was going to say good press, but I would just say press.
Yeah.
But, you know, he doesn't... It doesn't seem like his thing to sign on for... if they were like, we're making a Mummy trilogy...
Sure.
I would go, I could totally see him signing on for that. But this is, I think they're trying to have a character that goes from Mummy to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is played by Russell Crowe, who's in the trailer.
Yeah, I saw that.
To Frankenstein.
Yeah.
To Dracula, which, by the way, Dracula Untold is supposed to be the first movie in this universe.
I think that was just
debunked.
That is
just debunked, yes.
Yeah,
they just said... And, I mean, it was true that was supposed to be.
But it was, yeah.
But they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Because we're not going to link a new universe to a, 10-year-old movie that nobody saw. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine where that logic came from. But it just seems like an odd choice for Tom Cruise to do.
The biggest mistake to me...
is doing this at all.
The biggest mistake to me is starting with a movie...
At all.
Would you just...
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought I knew what you were going to say. Go ahead.
The biggest mistake with this movie
is making it.
You can't. They should not have started with
film.
I'm trying to figure out how to word this where you can't interrupt me, but I don't think there's a way.
No, there's not. You're just gonna have to plow through it because I'm just. It's I'm not gonna let it happen. Go. Try and beat me at this.
Can I hit you beforehand?
Yes. Why did I say yes?
So I just don't think that this is the right one to start this universe off with.
Sure. Butterfinger bites, by the way, in the drawers.
That's great.
But there's two in here.
We just had a Mummy quintilogy, right? Wasn't there a Scorpion 2, and the Mummy 1 through 3?
It's Scorpion 8. It became its own thing.
Great. Yeah, so we've had a million of those.
Okay. Finish your thought, and then we're going to have a talk about this. Go. Finish your thought.
We've had many. Look, my thought's kind of long, so are you with me or not?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Keep going.
So we've had a lot of these movies fairly recently, but the last time we had a solid Frankenstein movie, people were sort of on the fence about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro. That was in the early '90s. As far as I know, we haven't really ever had a contemporary Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movie.
That's the only one that I would slightly be interested for.
And Dracula's another one that we sort of had the Gary Oldman one, but it was a much longer time ago than the Mummy, and it still wasn't. It wasn't like an explosion,
right?
So why start with the one that is most fresh in people's minds?
That's an excellent point. That is because. Now you're just fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah.
If you start with Frankenstein and put it in modern day, that's something I haven't really seen yet. Mm-hmm. So I would at least go, oh, maybe I'm kind of interested to see their take on that. Mm-hmm. Whereas I enjoyed the Mummy. I mean, it's not my favorite movie. I haven't seen it in years. But I remember watching it and oh, that was a fun, good time. I'm cool with that.
But in starting with the Mummy...
Yeah, now I'm instantly going, well, is it better than the Brendan Fraser
one?
one?
And I was going to say... If you enjoyed The Mummy, and that one was one that was very 50-50. People were really on the fence about it. Some people really didn't like it. But that's a movie that if you like it, you're going to compare it to the first one. You're going to say, I don't know if I want to see this. Are they just going to copy the first one? Is it going to be better than the first one or worse than it?
Right.
If you didn't like the first one, you're going to be like, oh, they're remaking that? I'm not going to go see that.
Right.
Alright, so what was the thing you wanted to...
Okay. There's also now Starburst candy corn. How much candy corn... can one human being own at one time?
I mean, there's probably a record.
You're probably holding it.
Probably
What is
it? That's not technically candy corn.
It says it on the bag. It's candy corn.
Starburst.
Candy corn. It says Starburst candy corn. You have Starburst candy corn, you have peanut butter candy corn, and you have mocha candy corn or something.
Chris?
What is wrong with you?
Chris.
What? It's the worst type of candy, Andrew.
Chris.
This is an intervention.
Chris.
What?
Have you ever gone shopping hungry?
Yes.
That's what this is.
I didn't come back with candy corn.
Okay, again, November 1st is when I bought this.
Also, pumpkin spice latte M&Ms. Want to explain that one?
November 1st, we literally picked the things that were the most on sale.
All right, I'll go with the pumpkin spice latte.
And we ate almost all of it.
Yeah. So the Mummy, I mean, I'll take a look at a second trailer. That's pretty much as far as I'm gonna go at this point.
I'm probably not gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna see it either. You know what movie I am gonna see that we're all gonna see, everyone's gonna see, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the full trailer came out. That thing looks amazing. I mean, the reason I'm talking about it this far up front and not kind of bearing the lead with it is, I mean, we don't have to really talk about it all that much. It's pretty awesome. It's going to be amazing. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Everything about it looks awesome. Baby Groot is going to steal the show.
Yep.
He's going to be... I'm hoping he's the new Minions.
Yeah.
Like, I just want him everywhere because I actually enjoy him.
They've said, too, I think James Gunn said that everything in that trailer was taken from the first 30 minutes.
What?
He didn't want to spoil anything.
Right.
So he only took things from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, that Beast thing, we saw the concept art for that Beast thing. And you know what? It's also nice to see that has not changed a whole lot.
No, yeah.
From the concept art to the finished product.
Well, the main theory is that the main assumption is that is how that movie's going to start. Like, we're going to open with them fighting this beast.
Fighting that thing. Yeah. That's all. The duct tape thing is just hilarious. Does anybody have any duct tape?
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, everybody... I'm trying to put all this shit there.
I do love Drax trying to have a normal conversation over and over again.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... what was I going to... Something about music... Oh, the music sounds great.
We got a different song this time, because that was my biggest...
Yeah, that was your biggest thing about the trailer, and I gotta say, I think that I was okay with it in the teaser, because it was like, let's not give away our hand too much, as far as that music is good. It's reminiscent, it's like, you remember this thing,
these guys.
So we're calling it back.
I guess that's the purpose of a teaser.
Yeah, but we got some new music to it. It kind of hints at, I think, a little more of the vibe that they're going for.
Yeah.
With it, this is not that it's going to be any less fun, but it looks a lot more.
There's more responsibility.
Yeah, there's more responsibility. It's a little heavier. It's a little more explosive.
Yeah. So we've gone from the children who were in Guardians of the Galaxy who are now preteens, learning to be adults.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they've said that. Before that, the first movie was going to be... It was kind of about being a team and what it is to be a team. And now this one is more about being a family. And what does that entail? So I love that they're kind of continuously building on this thing and not just going, well, we use the first movie to set up all the exposition, so that's all set. So let's just have a romping good time. Like, they're going to expand. And they're not
doing the same thing.
Yeah, they're deepening the characters and they're going deeper into the well, which is always really refreshing.
James Gunn he's already proven that he's just an artist.
Yeah.
As a director.
And every shot in this looks
just as good.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, not just like, oh, that was an awesome explosion. Like, it looks beautiful. Like, I could see that shot of the bodies floating falling, depending on which way
Reavers or whatever they are.
As they're walking by, is amazing. The shot of the two... it's like right at the beginning where the two ships come up and there's like 1,000 ships.
Yeah.
Like, I could look at that shot forever. Like, it's just beautiful.
Well, this is the first Marvel movie that's shot on I forget what the brand name is. Red. I don't remember the specific camera, but it's the first Marvel movie that's being shot on that. It's the same one they used in Jupiter Ascending.
Okay.
And Pacific Rim.
Oh, so it's gonna look.
Yeah, it should look great.
Really nice.
Presuming that they know what they're doing, and James Gunn usually does. So
yeah, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
The other trailer that came out, I'm really excited about this movie, War for the Planet of the Apes.
I am not.
Really?
Yeah,
I was curious. I mean, this is actually a franchise you and I have never talked about.
I've never seen anything from it, but I have no interest.
You've never seen Rise or
Nope.
Dawn of
Nope.
Planet of the Apes?
Nah.
You should try it.
Look, one of them has my favorite actor of all time in it.
James Franco.
I knew you were going to say that.
You love some James Franco.
You know what? I do like James Franco in the right role.
128 hours of Franco.
I could watch Pineapple Express probably every day.
I bet you could.
Oh, yeah.
You love it, James Franco.
I do like James Franco.
You're going to line up for that Bryan Cranston James Franco movie.
Would you like to take a guess at who it actually is? Do you know?
David Oyelowo. He's in the first
Is that a real person?
Yeah. That's the guy who played Martin Luther King in Selma.
Yeah.
He's in the first one.
It's not him.
It's the guy who played John Connors in Terminator.
It's singular, not plural.
It's Gary Oldman.
It is Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I knew. I was like, eventually, I was like, I gotta just say it.
It's everyone's favorite.
No, and he's great in the second one. He's really good.
Is he not in the first one?
He's not in the first one. I really think that you should. Have you ever seen the original?
Yeah.
Okay. They do. This is such an interesting franchise because it's not like loud and big and brass. It just kind of comes and it's just there. Like it's one of those. It's so quiet of a franchise. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But it is like Marvel. You'll get 20,000 trailers for it. You'll get a lot of commercials for it. It's in a movie theater, and the Planet of the Apes ones, they always do really, really well. But it's never like these big, loud trailers. It's always these kind of brooding stuff.
Yeah.
The marketing is very interesting for it. So I always enjoy these movies. I think it's kind of almost a palate cleanser for me when these movies come out in the summertime, because I know it's going to be a fun movie, but it's also a little deeper and a more somber choice as far as big blockbusters go. Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen any of these.
I mean, I've just never seen anything that's made me want to.
Right.
James Franco. I'm really. I mean, he's
love
fine.
the James Franco though. I'm surprised you. It's just not. I'm surprised like you're not watching it on your phone right now as we're talking because you love James Franco so much.
I'm too busy watching his other stuff.
That's true. I mean, the giant James Franco poster you have in this room is really distracting most of the time.
Have you seen the movie Howl?
No.
You know what it is?
I do know what it is. It's a James Franco movie. Listen, if you say a movie, have you seen this movie? I know it's probably a James Franco movie because you love James Franco so much. You love him. It's so unbelievable.
And yet I've seen almost none of his movies.
Well, I assume that you're waiting on some of his movies so that you can savor them like a fine wine throughout the ages. Like if you just saw all of his movies all at once and then you'd be like, oh, I'm out of Franco! And then you're just waiting
and then I have to watch his brother's stuff.
Ugh. And then you're just waiting around for the next James Franco movie. Whereas if you wait a little bit, then you can like space it out. I get it. I know what
How
you're doing.
long have we taken to talk about James Franco in this episode?
According to you, not long enough. So anyway, no, I actually really like this franchise.
Yeah.
Because they do a really nice job of. They don't heavy-handedly try and like. We're part of this classic film. Like they're not trying to just hammer it down your throat. It actually has a message to it. It actually says something. Kind of what we were saying last episode about Star Trek and how it actually says something.
Yeah.
I think these movies actually tell a morality tale, and they tell it a slightly different one. They try and experiment and take it a little further with every one that they do about what makes us human, what it is to be human, what we are as a species.
Yeah. And what is humanity?
And at what point do we stop being who we are as a culture and as a species?
Well, there's a great quote by Stephen Fry who's talking about a book written of collections of journal entries from Nazis during World War II.
Right.
And one of the great things he says about them is he says something about the Nazis were so inhumane, and he says it's a funny word, inhumane, because humans are the only beings capable of being inhumane. Yeah, and it's really true. And both I'd say all of these movies. There's only been two, and now there's a third one. But all of these movies, that's kind of what it's about. It's about watching us slowly progress out of being. At some point, the animals are becoming.
Yeah, at some point you are debating, and it's not just on a physical level. It's not just watching the apes learn to speak or stand up straight or ride a horse or shoot a gun.
Yeah,
it's more on a moral level. At what point do we stop being human, and at what point do they overtake us? From being human, like what can we do to our fellow species, to our the other things that occupy the space on this planet, that would make us not who we are.
Do you think that they're ever going to do the original storyline?
I don't know. I really don't. At first I would say no, but the success of these movies, eventually they will catch up to it.
Yeah.
I think they're doing this one, like this will be the third. I think they've planned for 4 total. I think that's what the idea is,
right.
that it's going to be 4 total and then it completely catches up with the first one. But if all 4 of these are this successful, I could totally see them doing
go further.
Doing kind of a remake of it.
Well, there's two things.
And that would actually, with the people that have been doing it, I would totally be okay with it.
Well, there's 2 things, too, that you have to think of. One is that if you do that, they exceeded it with Charlton Heston. They did 2 sequels, but you can't really do a sequel from that, right? Like, it's like, well, it's the end of the world and apes rule it. I mean, maybe you could do the people coming back or something like that,
right.
But there's only like 3 of them, and there's like 1 million apes or whatever, so I don't know how that would work. But the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that, I mean, the whole point of that movie was the surprise twist at the end.
Yes,
but you've already seen 4 movies.
That's
about
true.
It.
So I mean, that would be it's the surprise. You're right, but however, the lesson that original movie told. Yes, was told through the twist, but I think you could still tell that lesson in a different way.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the same thing we repeat almost every episode, that if your good movie,
It
if your movie is
depends on
good,
a twist, then it's not really.
But if it's a good movie regardless,
then I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm just kind of surprised that you haven't. You know what? I may at some point assign you those 2 movies.
Do it.
Because they're better. And they're better than you would think those movies should be.
Especially with James Franco.
Well, I mean, with James Franco... I should say the James Franco one obviously is going to be your favorite. But the second one... There's just a teeny bit of James Franco, but it makes it worth
literally every actor in those movies that I know is in those movies, I think is a better actor than James Franco. Like Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis,
right?
by the way, I'm surprised you haven't seen those movies just because Andy Serkis is so damn incredible in those movies.
I mean, I would, he would be one of the main reasons that I would say.
Yeah, and I will say they progressively get better. Like the first one is...
So just really the second one is better than the first.
Yeah,
but they progressively get better.
Yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting there's only 2 of them out.
Must be quite a saga.
Yeah, it's epic. No, but I mean they've done interesting things with it. The first one is really good. The second one is it's also nice because it's a completely different story.
Yeah. I
mean, it continues in the timeline, but it's not like a direct sequel in it. Like none of the previous actors from the first movie are in the second movie. Yeah.
And it looks like the same thing's going to happen in the third one.
Yes, but that's the whole idea. And I love that idea of how they're structuring these movies, is that you follow Caesar, the main ape, throughout everything. It's really told through his life. Because in the original one, that's who they all worship, Caesar. Like, Caesar was the first ape. So this whole thing has been leading to the actual Planet of the Apes movie, but it's the story of Caesar. It's the story of the ape who overthrew humanity.
That is interesting.
It's very fascinating.
I'm curious to see if in this movie Woody Harrelson is reprising his role from Zombieland.
That would be epic. I mean, he's already bald, so you got that.
Yeah.
I mean, So did you watch the trailer at all?
Yes.
Okay. Then as someone who has never seen any of these movies, what was your feeling when you watched it? What was your impressions?
Meh.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I
mean, if you don't know, I guess you're right. If you don't know any of the stories, then you're not.
Well, I know what it's about. I just don't care about it. Like, there's nothing in it that makes me like feel anything.
Right.
There's nothing in it that makes me go, oh man, I should see that. It's just a bunch of people fighting, and then Caesar looks angrily at Woody Harrelson and Woody Harrelson leaves.
It's because he's a damn dirty human. That's why. All right? They've ruined everything.
Damn dirty humans.
Damn dirty humans.
That was quite a good Charlton Heston impression.
If I don't put any voice into it, I can do it.
You just needed to, like, fire off a couple rounds while you said it.
Steal it from my cold, dead hand. Yeah. Okay. You just I'm not gonna lie, you totally threw me for a loop with that one.
Well, it's what I'm here for.
You still have too much candy corn. Alright.
I've got one.
You've got one?
Yeah, if we want to save...
No, let's do it. Yeah.
I was going to say if we want to save yours for last.
Yeah, because you know what I'm talking about. But, then what's yours?
Despicable Me 3.
Blah? Is that a real thing?
Yeah. It just came out today.
There's a trailer for... There's a Despicable Me 3 and there's a trailer for it?
Yep. It's got Trey Parker as the main villain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays... I forget the character's name, but he's like a dated... Like, he sings Michael Jackson and does the moonwalk, and he's got like a bald spot, and he wears shoulder pads and chews bubblegum. He's like a very 80s character. I'll be honest, it doesn't look very good. It's got all the same people, though, so maybe it will be. People really liked the first two.
Did you like the first two?
I have not seen them.
My wife has seen them, which means she's made me see them.
Yeah.
I have no interest in this movie. I've seen the first two. I didn't see the Minions movie.
Yeah.
I'm kind of spent on it. I'm kind of done. Like, the idea for the first one was really cool. And it's cute, and it wants to be a Pixar movie, and then it has some heart to it.
Yeah.
And it kind of sort of achieves
I think they know that people are getting kind of fed up with Minions, because I don't think there's a Minion in the trailer. There's sort of one at the very, very end.
Right,
but
just to say, like, hey, they are still
It's
here.
just to close it out.
Yeah. But, like, the first one was cute, and I get what the story it was trying to tell and the thing it was trying to say, and da-da-da-da-da, and that was cute. And then the second one was just bullshit. It just got in, it just, like...
I'm sorry, did this children's movie not fulfill your expectations?
Yeah, it really disappointed me. No, because they tried to kind of expand into a world that isn't that interesting in the first place.
Sure.
You know, and I didn't really care that much.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of a reverse The Incredibles.
Yeah.
In that it deals with supervillains. But for some reason, like, The Incredibles, I want to be in that world more.
Yeah, it's a little more charming, I think.
This one, I don't. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's The Incredibles it's a little more charming. They're both about family.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, they're both about family. And whereas the first one was like, okay, I get it. You know, a family is anything. A family is whatever you make it. And then the second one, I don't really know what it was saying. I don't know what it was trying to comment on.
This trailer doesn't appear to have a message
right.
as well. It's just this. It's just a scene of the two villains fighting.
Yeah, and that they're just playing on. I think that's what it is. Is now the last Despicable Me 2 and Minions is now just playing on. You know these characters and you paid money to see these characters before, so you'll probably want to pay money.
Well, it's going to have all the surface
again.
level writing, like it's going to have the references and the poop jokes and the banana jokes. Yeah.
And that'll be fine. It'll be fine. But for the most part, like, I would rather just wait around and go see any Pixar movie. Like, I would rather go see Moana any day of the week.
Yeah, I really want to see that. I haven't yet.
I haven't either. But that's what I know Moana, I'm going to go in. It's going to be a great movie. It's going to be a kid's movie. So it's going to have dumb jokes.
But it's going to have that...
But at the end, I'm going to be like, that did something I did not think a kid's movie would do.
Well, it's got that Pixar quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even Disney does that. Like, Wreck-It Ralph was not a Pixar movie. Yeah. And I love Wreck-It Ralph. I think it's got that thing where it's like, it takes the idea of what you think a children's movie should be and makes it better. And the idea of, like, we can do a children's movie with doofy humor, but still at the same time, like, try to impart something on these people.
Yeah.
Whereas at this point in this franchise, I think they're just like, well, I mean, you want to kill 2 hours of your time so your kid shuts up, so, you know, you can pay $14 for this. It's fine.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I do have another one that I just remembered as well. Another trailer.
Go, hit me.
Cars 3.
Okay, you're right. I totally forgot about this one. On the flip side...
Oh, pun intended.
Yeah. But first of all, Cars is the one Pixar franchise that I've never really seen.
Yeah. And
really cared about or really gotten into.
Yeah.
And I watched this trailer and I'm like, holy shit, I want to see this movie.
Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's basically just like a 5 or 10 second teaser of, like, of
a
what
car
appears
about
to
to
be
just-
what appears to be Lightning McQueen
Right.
just demolishing himself,
Just dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone I read somewhere on some social media, I think on Tumblr, someone was like, this is there was a board meeting at some point where someone was like, hey, how do we reach those older demographics who don't never really had an attachment to cars?
Right.
And someone was like, kill off Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
And then it's like a picture of someone just like raking in money.
It's just it's like just like you watch it. If I had not clicked on something that said Cars 3 trailer,
Yeah.
I would have never known that it was a Cars 3 trailer.
I would have. I mean, I recognize Lightning McQueen, but
like the car, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's basically opens on like a NASCAR track.
yeah.
Of cars just whizzing by on a NASCAR track.
In slow-mo, I think, right?
No, that doesn't happen until you see the
okay.
car. So at first it starts with just them whizzing by,
Right.
and you can, but like the car, it doesn't have the doofy car faces
Yeah.
on any of the
Well,
cars. Or at least you
don't
can't
see them
it
from the
because
it's
they're
behind
going so
it.
fast.
Well, it's behind it too.
Oh yeah, and then, and there's the shots of them like just driving along, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But they never show any of the spectators in the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just see from the track, and then all of a sudden, just over the camera, this car comes just flying over it sideways, flipping in 360.
And it's got like a voiceover as well, right?
Does it?
I think so. I think it's saying something about like the day Lightning McQueen something.
Yeah.
something.
Well, it says isn't the tagline like everything changes now or something?
Well, I think
like
there's
that?
like an announcer. Over
Yeah,
it.
it's just, but it's crazy, and you're watching it and you're like, this is the fucking violentest Pixar
intense.
movie I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, what the hell is this?
Well, these movies too. Have you actually seen those movies?
I think I've seen part of one.
They've never been for kids, which I think is a
Really?
mistake. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, kids took off with it, but like one of the main characters has a tramp stamp, and they make a joke about that in the first movie.
It's the Larry the Cable Guy thing, isn't it?
It's not actually. It's Owen Wilson saying that to one of the he notices the female lead has a tramp stamp on her bottom.
Is that phrase actually used? Tramp
I
stamp?
think so. It's really weird. Like it's.
What?
I remember seeing that movie in theaters and being like, "This doesn't know what it is trying to be." Like,
Right.
that's its problem. Is
Right.
Toy Story knows exactly what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Even Inside Out knew exactly what
Right.
it was trying to do. And the first two Cars movies didn't really get it. They didn't.
Well, Cars always struck me as a franchise that it was just one of those things where they were like, we did Toy Story, and so we made Toys Talk, and then
Yeah.
we did Bugs Life, and we made Bugs Talk.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah, what can we do next? Cars. We'll just make Cars talk. Like that. It seemed kind of like a desperate attempt of just what inanimate object haven't we given life to, without much
really putting thought.
Yeah, putting thought into it.
Because Inside Out is sort of that way too, but it's interesting because it's feelings. We're gonna get
but
feelings.
see that one. But see again, that's interesting. It's like I've never seen that before.
Yes, it's thinking outside of the box. It's no longer a tangible item.
Yeah. Well, let's try and take. So we took the thing that we always do, which is give an inanimate object life.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take it a step further because not only is it inanimate, it's intangible.
Yeah.
But Cars never struck me that way. So to see this trailer, I was really surprised, kind of pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
To the point of like, I might end up wanting to see this movie.
Yeah.
It really hit me out of left field on this. This is the second time I've used that phrase. I'm going to try and stop doing it.
Just say right field instead.
Oh yeah, same difference. Whatever. Yeah. You got any others before we get to the main event?
I think that's it.
Okay. So of course, Spider-Man trailer came out.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that might have happened. All right, just hit me with it. What do you think?
I've had some time to think about it.
Yeah.
The first time I watched the trailer, I was very underwhelmed.
Okay.
The second time I saw the trailer, it helped a little bit, but not much. I mean, it's the first one. It's a teaser, but we don't get a lot of action. We get a lot of Tony Stark.
Yeah. Okay.
We get a lot of high school drama.
Right.
I would say it's probably 50% high school drama, 10% Tony Stark.
Right. Now, just to remind you, they have said that's kind of the angle of this movie.
Yeah, no, I know. But it's interesting because we have sort of not a plethora certainly, but more than one villain in this.
Right.
Donald Glover is playing a villain of some kind.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, he is. Yeah, he is in this.
And there's the bank robbers at the beginning. We've got the Vulture. There's a lot going on. We see at the very end of the trailer Iron Man and Spider-Man flying together.
Which is just a shot we've always wanted. So
yes, like straight out of the comics, which is great.
Yeah.
That part makes me extremely excited.
Okay.
I'm a little worried that it's going to be too John Hughesy. I'm happy they're going that direction. But I just want a hint. I want a Marvel movie that feels like a John Hughes movie, and not a John Hughes movie that, oh yeah, it's got a Marvel character in it. I guess we got to fight the Vulture now.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just hoping. I mean, I'm sure in trailers to come you're going to see more action.
Yes, I think so as well. I think they've just got a rough cut. They're just putting out some stuff.
Right. I think they're also putting out like, hey, just to let you know, this is kind of the feel of what we're going for.
Yeah.
We'll show you all the action and all that shit because it's definitely in there and it's in there. But just to let you know, like, this is also kind of the other aspect that you're not going to expect.
Well, I think as well, you don't want to give away too much, so you don't want to show a lot of the fight scenes.
Right.
Tom Holland doesn't sell tickets.
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. sells tickets.
Yeah, he does.
So you're going to put him in the trailer as much as you can. And Michael Keaton, who just either won or was nominated for Best Acting Oscar a couple of years back. Right. He's gonna fill some seats, so you want to give him some time in the trailer. So I get it,
Listen, I got really excited about this. Maybe it was just because of the Iron Man Spider-Man shot.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Web pits, what do you think?
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's the original, right?
I think it's a cool. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's the first time they've ever done it. I'm interested to see. Like, I like the idea that, there's like this suit changes. I think that's cool.
Yeah. I'm very. It's
he
funny.
does that thing where he hits the center of his chest and it falls off.
Well, I think that's
awesome.
that's the new suit, and at some point he gets an old. He's seen in his old suit a couple times too, but it's interesting. I'm uneasy. It's easy to win me over, and it's also very hard to win me over because, like, the costume, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't. That's fine. Whatever. He could have a paper bag over his head, which he has done in the comics.
That's true.
But I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, as long as you give me like good character development, good relationships, and a solid arc, I'm down.
You're down. Yeah. What I was thinking when I was watching this, because they make a big deal about Robert Downey Jr. being in it and everything. I'm like,
sure do.
That cost them a pretty penny to put him in it. At what point do you think they just go? At what point is it more cost effective to make a complete CGI Iron Man throughout an entire movie and just have Robert Downey Jr. voice it like it's a Pixar movie? I mean, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But do you think that he has a different price to be the voice? I would doubt it.
No, I would think it. I mean, it would, because you're not showing up.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, you're not doing a whole lot.
If it was you,
yeah.
If it was a normal person, and even if it was like an A-list star, but it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, but I think that I'm not saying it's still going to be expensive. I'm not saying he's doing it for like next to nothing.
Right. But you don't. I would assume that he would just be like, no, this is my price. You want me in your movie? This is my price. I
think that it would. I think he would go less because, it would go for less because it costs less to make a CGI Iron Man at this point than put Robert Downey Jr. in your movie.
Well, they basically have already.
Right, but that's what I mean. It's like, and the other thing is, at this point, we don't need to see him. We know he's in the suit. You know what I mean? Like, we know what his face looks like. We don't need the shots of him in the suit anymore. We just need his voice to.
At what point do they get a person who sounds like Robert Downey Jr.?
Right.
That's the real question.
That's the other thing. It's like they could just do that as well because. They have all the templates to make a CGI Iron Man from all the movies, so they can do that at any time they want. And that's why I'm like, at some point, it's cheaper to just create CGI Iron Man and say, hey, Robert Downey Jr., if you come into this voice studio for like 2 days, we'll give you a bunch of $1 million, and then you can be on your way, and then we don't have to, it's not going to be, he doesn't have to get. It doesn't have to cost like $50 million to put Robert Downey Jr. in your movie, it could cost like $5.
Maybe. I mean,
do you know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
but we're all speculating. I really think that it's. I think if it's a difference of a couple $1 million.
Right. But yeah, it was just a random.
Well, you know, one thing that I will say about this trailer,
right?
And probably, I mean, it's part of the final shot that we see in the trailer, but like, there's a part of me that like the 5 years ago version of me sees Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Sony's Spider-Man together,
right.
and it's just like, we've made it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm
sure
I'm just that's
so
part
happy.
of the reason it's called Homecoming.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I that feeling hasn't worn off from Civil War when we first see Spider-Man in Civil War, and I'm like, oh, it's happening. Yeah. I'm still like, it's happening.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I'm still absolutely floored that I get to see these two characters together.
Finally.
And to see them in a, like the airport scene in Civil War was great to watch, and it was awesome. But to see that last scene of Spider-Man and Iron Man going together through New York, like that is a panel that we've seen in the comics countless times because it's amazing
for decades.
Yeah, and that is the quintessential shot that every nerd has wanted to see in a movie. Ever. Yeah. Like that's the shot.
Yeah.
And we finally have kind of like come to the mountaintop.
Yeah. They're promising.
Yeah.
We're going to get that story.
It's going to get it. I mean, is that going to be the last shot of the movie? Yeah. Have they just spoiled that?
Maybe. I don't think so.
I bet you it is.
No, I think it's going to be it's going to be them. I think at some point, I think, you know, we see Tony Stark advise him, hey, stay away from this guy. You know, the Avengers can take care of this guy, right? But they're clearly not. Spider-Man is going to get, you know, knocked out or whatever, and he's going to be beaten, and he has nowhere else to go but to Tony Stark.
Right.
And the two of them are going to be on their way to kick the Vulture's ass, and that's what that shot is.
Ooh, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Because they're smart. Look, now that Marvel's involved,
I cut you off because I thought you were going to give me something stupid. So
thank you.
You didn't, and that was nice.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. But but so now we've got Marvel involved. They know what they're doing.
I have no doubt they know what they're doing.
So they're not going to put that in the movie unless it's leading into the climax of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'll confess, I'm excited about the John Hughes aspect of it because, like I've said before, the thing I love about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that for every movie they just do a different genre.
Yeah,
they take one of their characters and say, "Oh, we're gonna do this genre with this character."
It's a very Indiana Jones technique.
Yeah,
I've been told that every movie is. I mean, not I've been told. I've seen it as well. But the theory is that every Indiana Jones movie is like a different decade of
filmmaking.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think this is a perfect character to kind of tackle that. So I'm really excited about this movie. I mean, not that there's any surprise in it.
And Tom Holland's great. I mean, speaking of no surprises, I mean, it should come as no surprise that Marvel once again hits the casting right out of the park.
Oh yeah,
that like they you know, it was between him and a movie guy, like a young sort of up and coming movie star. I forget who.
He was in Ender's Game.
But he was Ender, right?
Yeah.
So they were leaning towards him, and you know what? The dude from Broadway just did it better and fit the part better, so they went with him. You know, they went with this dude who was fucking Billy Elliot or something.
Right.
Know?
Yeah. And which his energy about the whole thing is like just pitch perfect.
Yeah.
Like he just makes you smile.
Yep.
With like that opening shot that was in the teaser as well, that with him and Happy, like that's coming from his perspective, which people are speculating is actually like the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay.
They're speculating that is the beginning of the movie, and takes place during Civil War.
Sure. I'm anticipating it'll be a dream that he wakes up from at the beginning.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's like, I think it's the moments before the airport battle.
See, but I think I'm saying we're gonna see the moments before the air, and he's gonna wake up and be like, oh god, did that?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, just remembering it in his sleep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought you meant like a dream sequence.
No. Okay. Just like he wakes up, you know, because we're seeing it from his point of view, right?
Exactly.
Which is strange for a Marvel movie.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be phenomenal. I mean, it's gonna be amazing.
I mean, it's a Marvel movie, but I am always just a little hesitant. And especially with something so iconic.
You've been burned before. I get it. I get it. Listen, we all went to see Spider-Man 3. It was terrible.
Yeah. Man, that was rough. I saw it opening night at midnight.
I think I did too.
Jesus.
I really did. And I was like, what?
Raimi.
Holy shit.
What in the world?
I don't know. He just imploded. But yeah, so Spider-Man, War for Planet of the Apes, Mummy.
Basically a lot of shit.
There's a lot of
It's weird when the new Cars movie is one of the
It's like one of the top ones. Yeah.
About.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I can't believe of all... Like, if you had been like, are you going to be more excited about The Mummy or Cars 3? I would have been like, I mean, probably The Mummy if I had a gun to my head.
Yeah.
Probably The Mummy. And I watched the two of them and I'm like, Cars 3 looks fucking badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a ton of trailers that came out. I'm sure there's one or two we missed. Yeah, we're almost out of time.
We're good.
You know what I did forget to mention though that we should talk about before we go? Like 2 days ago, no, yesterday. Golden Globe nominations came out.
Oh.
Have you seen any of them?
No.
You haven't? Oh, I'm so happy I get to tell you this. Okay, couple of things.
Okay.
In the television category.
Yeah.
For best, I believe it's for best limited series, Stranger Things.
Oh, nice.
And best either support, I think it's supporting actress, best supporting actress in a limited series, Winona Ryder for Stranger Things.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, I mean, I think 11 would be the lead, probably.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, wait, hold on. But I'm not done.
No, you're Treble. I'm done.
Oh my god. I shouldn't tell you what I'm about to tell you just for that joke.
Yeah, if only I could look it up.
But I get to tell you this. I'm so happy I get to tell you this. Best musical or comedy, Deadpool.
Jesus.
Wait. Look at me right now. There's one more. Best actor in a musical or comedy,
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool.
That's magnificent.
Isn't it though? Is that not like so the best news? Deadpool is nominated for a Golden Globe.
If you had asked me if you had asked me 10 years ago if that would ever happen, ever in a million years, I would have said no.
Nah. If you had asked me yesterday if that had ever happened, I would have said no.
I mean, I don't know who else is in that list, but he's certainly not going to win.
Oh, he's not going to win. This is definitely one of those times when, like, just being nominated is credited
actually enough.
It's actually
everyone
enough.
Says that.
But like,
do you think Ryan Reynolds just like two-fisted in the air? Like as soon as
I bet he's like, I can't believe we pulled this shit off.
I can't believe we pulled one by him.
Yeah,
they
like
fell
this is
for
like the biggest prank in the world. I read that and I was like, wait, what? Like I just ran by it and I was like,
yeah.
Deadpool?
Yeah, like they must mean something else.
Yeah, they have to put that in there as a joke. Yeah, Deadpool is nominated for Best Picture.
Wow.
Which also means, and I cannot wait for this, at the Golden Globes, they always do this. For all of the Best Picture nominations in both comedy and drama, they always do a little like, this is Deadpool. Like, and they do like clips and stuff.
Oh my god.
I cannot wait.
What are they gonna... It's gonna have to be bleeped out. There can't be like a 10-second scene that doesn't have swear words.
I'm so excited to just see that moment.
See, you know what I'm more excited for? Ryan Reynolds inevitably going as Deadpool.
Or at least presenting as Deadpool.
Yeah.
That would be insane. Everything about this screams just absurdity.
It sounds great.
I'm so floored over this. I'm like so happy about it. I can't believe it. I'm shocked that you didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
I
haven't. I don't have the time as of late.
Yeah,
I've been busy working.
Deadpool and Stranger Things are nominated for Golden Globes.
That's fantastic.
It's a good time. It's a good time to be a nerd.
It is a good time. You know what?
I mean?
We've done our time. I did my waiting. 12 years of it in Azkaban.
Jesus. God, you just went on the whole thing.
I was going to say, it astounded me that you took that long to realize what that was from. All right, so is that gonna do it?
I believe that is going to do it for this week. Oh, hey, Andrew. No, seriously. Hey, Andrew.
Hey.
Hey, where can they find us?
They can find us at 9 different places. Why do we have 9? They can find us
because they have options.
You can find us at twitter.com, where our handle is...
You get so sad now when you do these.
I'm so...
Alright, do you want me to try and do them? Alright, okay. You can find us on Twitter, at Media Lunch Break on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on SoundCloud. Subscribe to us there. You can find us on Google Play and iTunes. You can find us, subscribe to us there. Also give us a rating, leave us a comment. You can email us at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com. You can find us on Patreon at, what's the email on or the address on Patreon?
It's patreon.com/themedialunchbreak.
There you go. Our website, themedialunchbreak.com. Is that all 9?
That's all 9.
Boom!
Look at you.
Yeah, so suck it.
So you're going to do it for the rest of the episodes now, right?
Oh, God, no. That was terrible.
Okay.
That was awful.
Yeah, that's the worst.
This is soul crushing.
Well, I forgot to ask, has your wife listened to the podcast?
No, she hasn't. You know who does listen to it? And I told him I would give him a shout out. Good friend of the show, Johnny Tomorrow. Hey, how you doing, Johnny?
What?
Yeah, Johnny Tomorrow listened to the show. I promised that I would give him a shout out.
Oh, Jesus. I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah, no, he does. He listens to the show. I told him I'd give him a shout out.
That's fantastic.
It's probably too
Great
late
guy.
now. How you doing, Pally?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the real end of the show. Oh, Christ, how am I going to just turn this off now? Okay, alright, that's it. I'm taking the cans off. By cans, I mean headphones. The headphones are off, Andrew. They're off. Alright, that goes there. Yeah, okay, that's it. I'm done with your candy.
Great.
Please restock by the time we do another episode.
Bye.